if you look at an interesting thing that's happening with modern left-leaning ideology, you will notice that is the complete rejection of beauty. They will argue that beauty is subjective, not in order to say something smart, but to completely erase the concept altogether. And I think that the reason for it is that beauty cannot be redistributed. You see, this ideology has roots in Marxism, which promotes equality. And this is an ideology of people that are envious, of people that are selfish. It's the ideology where the little guy is looking to the rich person and is complaining that they're not as rich. And you can see this happening with actors and other millionaires that are looking at billionaires and they're complaining that they're oppressed because they're not as rich as the billionaires, when the actors are more wealthy and more powerful than most of the people on earth. But the reason I'm saying this is because when it comes to wealth, you can covet someone's wealth. And, in some cases, you may even get it by redistribution. But when it comes to beauty, you cannot take the beauty of another person. And because of that, the ideologues, they're completely horrified by this. So they just try to destroy the concept. Now, obviously, beauty exists in the world. It's difficult to articulate and define. But there are certain things which can be enunciated. For example, youth, symmetry, having a healthy body, like not being morbidly obese or being incredibly thin like a skeleton, not being sick, riddled with disease. Like these things contribute to a person's beauty standard. Now, this upsets the modern left-leaning person because, again, it's not fair. Nature is not fair. And because of that, they can't change reality. But what they can do is like try to change the perspective of the people around. They can try to promote the idea that, well, actually, fat is beautiful. Well, actually, it shouldn't be fair that these girls, which aren't the best at the competition, are getting more deals and more money than other athletes who aren't as good looking, but they're making a lot less, right? So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to reshape society. They're trying to reshape the way people are thinking. I find it very interesting that the people who, for example, are actively promoting a fat lifestyle, and they say that fat is beautiful, when you look at who they choose to date and who they choose to marry, often enough, if they get the choice, they're not going to choose the fat girl. They're going to actually choose the stereotypical 18-year-old supermodel. So you should also look at how these people act, not just what they talk. But I find it very interesting that they're picking on these two ladies, which are TikTok influencers, and they're making a lot of money, not through their competition, but from their social media presence. So the NCAA, to put it in a more beautiful way, is full of shit. These ladies aren't making money because they're part of a sports team. I mean, sure, that this actually helps them get some awareness. However, you do need to know how to promote yourself on social media. You do need to know how to advertise, how to talk with sponsors. And this is what these girls are doing. You need to know how to edit your videos, how to present yourself to the public. So it's not even an accurate statement to say that hot athletes make more money. I mean, there is obviously some truth to that because, again, reality strikes and human nature exists, and we are hardwired to prefer a specific body type over another. Like, for example, women pretend to like taller men. No one is going to argue against that. But when it comes to what men like in women, you're not allowed to articulate because that would be misogyny, right? But still, in this situation, yeah, sure, the girls may not be the best at the practicing sports, but you can't argue the fact that they're really good at marketing themselves. Like, I can tell you the fact that if you, let's say, make a video game, which I am making right now, and you make a really great video game, it has amazing graphics, it can even have great story, at the end of the day, if you don't get the word out, if you don't market it, if people never hear about your game, then you may as well not make it. Because the chances are it's going to be very difficult to promote it. So you need to know how to promote. You need to have the networking and the marketing knowledge and the way to sell the game. And it's the same thing when you're selling a different product, which in this case is the girls themselves. Like, they are putting themselves out there and they are basically selling their image. And it's not just like how the left believes that you're born that way, you have the right genes. I mean, I'm looking at these girls' bodies, right? Like, they're probably on a diet. They need to work out constantly. They need to get to beauty salons in order to look like that. They need to use makeup. Like, it's a very difficult thing to groom yourself in order to look like this. It's a full-time activity that many people just cannot do it. And for some reason to suggest that a person that's not willing to put in the effort, is not willing to put in the work, should be treated and should make the same money as these two who do, is completely ridiculous. If this was the case, then why would anyone even strive to look like this? Because obviously, eating whatever you want, whenever you want, not working out, and having a lazy lifestyle is something that most people try to get, because the path of least resistance is something that most human beings are willing to take if there is no reward for trying something difficult. And these ladies are trying something difficult in order to make money on the internet. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this. So to call it that it's a hot girl problem is very disrespectful, because there is no problem to begin with. This is normal. This is healthy. I am sick and tired of seeing institutions and people who consider themselves experts to pathologize things that are normal and fine. Like, in every culture around the world, throughout the history of mankind, this was not a problem. A healthy-looking human being that is being admired by others, that works hard in order to maintain their body, is something to be praised, not something to be considered a problem. It is absolutely disgusting and offensive that we have institutions that look at this and call it a problem. In fact, they should call this a model. They should say that this is where other people need to strive. This is the lifestyle that everyone should do. Even the communists in my country were encouraging healthy mind, healthy body. This is not something that should be ashamed. This is not something that should be ridiculed. And heaven forbid, ridiculizing people who look at these girls and like what they see. This is, again, like they trying to pathologize healthy, straight sexuality. Like, teenage boys are attracted to something, but you have the ideology coming up and saying, no, you shouldn't like this. Let us make like some realistic video game characters for you to like, and some realistic comic book characters for you to like, because you're attracted in the wrong things. Like, there is something wrong with you. If you like a depiction of the statue of Venus, you're probably a sick pervert. No, you should like the Abby from The Last of Us too. That's what decent, normal human beings are attracted to. Not this. Actually, you know what? Repress your sexuality altogether. You shouldn't even be attracted to anything as a straight teenage boy. Unless you become of a sexuality that has a flag to be represented, you shouldn't express yourself in any way, shape, or form, right? Unless you're a teenage girl, then that's fine. Like, it's fine to say that you like this actor or that actor, or you like Justin Bieber, right? Like, that's fine. But if you're a teenage boy, you shouldn't express that you like anything, because that is degenerate and disgusting. It's very interesting, because this is literally what the modern left ideology preaches. It's very akin to Christianity to a certain degree. And again, it leads to considering this to be a problem. Recently, there was a video game, Capcom. It released a skin for one of their characters, for Cammy. And game journalists were frothing at the mouth, saying, oh my god, the industry is being set aback. Like, you have like this very beautiful female character in a video game. It's not okay. The reason they do it is because they do not want to admit that there is a concept as beauty. They recognize it when they see it. They know that it is beautiful, and they consider it problematic. So they believe that if it didn't exist in the media at all, and if young men were discouraged from talking about it, then it would just go away. But unfortunately for them, this is not how human biology works. This is not how humans even function as social creatures. So they're going to keep doing this uphill battle, and eventually they're going to have to give up, because as you can see, the market is definitely choosing these two girls over whatever else they're promoting. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.